this one is about, uh, that's a good question from Emma. I think we'll cover that one at the end, Soumya. Um, so
Yeah.
this is the channel to market point that I was making. So I think you've got different fulfillment models. So by fulfillment models, I mean, are you building to stock it? So you could actually build up your inventory. Let's say this is, I don't know, laptops, for example, or it's a bit of computer hardware. Or are you taking an order and assembling, and this is perhaps for a higher end laptop, or are you configuring this technology to order? And I think it's quite interesting to actually see how different vendors approach their fulfillment models and how that might vary by product type, by geography, by vendor. And this is the sort of work that market intelligence providers can do because they can look across the key players in the market. They can speak to people that are working in the channel to market environment and actually understand how some of these metrics might vary by firm, because ultimately the speed, the quality, the efficiency of the channel to market ecosystem can have a massive impact on the end users buyer experience. I think the point here is that a good market intelligence provider should be able to um, track a lot of these metrics ultimately to review vendor performance and competitive positioning. So metrics could be things like average selling prices as well, could be shipments, could be spend per employee. So you've got that ability to outline the differences in supply chain structure, configuration, complexity, and demand intensity. So that was the final of my three case studies. And then the penultimate slide is the next one, which is just some thoughts around what, as tech vendors, you should be looking for from a market intelligence provider. And these are my views. So as I said before, and this is essentially a summary, really. So it's the identification of emerging trends is key. I think it's always good if the analyst house is quite visible, has good market presence, and then I also think it's helpful if the analyst house is able to define market trends and shape the narrative. Are they able to define new markets? Are they able to get that information out on new markets and their shape and direction in a timely fashion? And then I think you want data sets that are comprehensive, so that cover all the bases that identify all the spend that's happening, and perhaps that can draw comparisons with other sectors and see where the intersections are between markets, rather than discrete blocks of spend that don't interrelate. I think that's really important. And then the final points here are, I think it's good when you can, I mean, to a degree, we're doing this currently, where you can create some forums for people to share and collaborate their views. Plus, finally, just track what's going on in terms of customer demand, what's going on in terms of the pulse of the customer. So what do customers want? What are the trends? What are the things that are happening on the cold face? So that's what I would be looking for from a market intelligence provider.